Yes, the affidavit and also the affidavit that you made.
Oh yeah, this is very very juicy. So the one docket that I've mentioned was the one that I opened. It's not against Flock, but it's against Shadrach Sibiya. Now you'll see in the affidavit, I'll pull it up in a second, that this dude Shadrach Sibiya is now taking meetings with me. The guy that they arrested, like what, a year ago, is now taking meetings with me. He's taking evidence from me against Zunaid Motti. Paul O'Sullivan is taking information against Zunaid Motti, and Chad Thomas is taking leads and proof against Zunaid Motti. And now comes the turn of the tide. In 2013, this is when Shadrach Sibiya was supposed to arrest Zunaid Motti. But then Paul O'Sullivan ran out of money and went to Zunaid Motti for help. Chad Thomas went to Zunaid Motti for help. And the irony is that these two at one point investigated one another, Chad Thomas and Paul O'Sullivan. And I had to bail Paul O'Sullivan out. But what's crucial in the one affidavit that I'm going to draw up, General Makanwazi, is this. General Shadrach Sibiya, if you arrested the dude and it's high time, you could subpoena his cell phone records, and you will see in January of 2012 how many times Shadrach Sibiya phoned me to beg me not to confirm to Paul O'Sullivan that he owns a nightclub. Now, the nightclub is 1 block away from Pretoria Station, the rail station.
Wow.
And Shadrach owns or owned the land, and it was called Shlombu Nightclub. So that evening when I told Paul O'Sullivan about it, Paul said that this is explosive news, and then used that information to take Shadrach Sibiya ransom and change the guy.
So that's basically how the little corruption there was.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Producer, please pull up 2 pages of the docket that I opened against Shadrach Sibiya. And I want you to pause just 3 seconds for the stupid people to be able to read it. Stupid people, pause and then open it up a bit and read it. Okay? Smart people like Makwanazi will get it very quickly.
Explain a little bit of it.
So this is the journey where Shadrach Sibiya got involved, and then there was these WhatsApp messages between him and me. And when I opened the case docket, I went to the Hawks, their head office, and they drew from my phone the original discussions between Shadrach and myself. And this is part of the dockets, General Mkwanazi, that you really need to go and find. Now, what's interesting for people out there is this. Remember, I'm this big criminal. Now, if you, at that time, okay, purportedly a big criminal, which means the police cannot talk to me, let alone the head of the police taking me out to his nightclub, taking me out to, and this is juicy, and this is where the little net gets closer between Paul O'Sullivan, Shadrach Sibiya, and Ian Small Smith. So, Ian Small Smith is Mr. Fixer, as I've said before. At the time when I met Shadrach Sibiya, Ian was trying to get Shadrach Sibiya to stay in the police force, like everybody's doing now. So, these people are funded by Zunaid Motti. Zunaid is a very, very big gangster. On weekends, he serves those little samosas at his garage where he started. Anyway, Shadrach Sibiya takes me to a company called SSG, Specialized something. There's a guy by the name of Warren Goldblatt that was one of the directors. Now, these people do creepy investigations for Investec Bank.
And who's connected to SSG? Sibiya.
Sibiya is now exposed. So Ian Smallsmith does fixing for a lot of people in South Africa. And the fact that I had to meet him there at that time, he lied to me and said that he's going to arrest Zunaid Motti and SSG would assist. But then SSG turns around and says, well, we do all the investigations for Investec Bank. Zunaid Motti owes Investec Bank 1.8 billion rand at that time. And they cannot see Zunaid Motti being arrested because then they'll forfeit their loan.
Imagine the bank
Yep.
is having your back.
But I want you to picture Shadrach Sibiya and me in Shadrach's car, a gift from Zunaid Motti. It was a Porsche at the time, Porsche Cayenne. They just came out then. And I'm driving with the head of the Hawks, singing Kumbaya. We're going to arrest Zunaid Motti and all these gangsters that stole from the government. And my honor will be restored. I'll be a lawyer again. Funny enough, at the time, they were all ganging up against me.
Imagine you think that you
Yeah.
have justice, but justice is like turning its back on you.
So, Paul O'Sullivan, when next time you go on national television, just remember, dude, when you were down and out and needed a windscreen and some food, this guy gave you the money. And in that same message, he acknowledges that he works for Zunaid Motti full-time. But the media won't run with this, Mel. The cowardly media, if they find me kicking a dog by the side of the street, they'll report for days. But they will not report that Paul O'Sullivan, the savior of the police force, is now working for the gangster that he investigated.
It doesn't get any more suspicious and corrupt
Oh, it's just rotten.
than Paul O'Sullivan investigating, and then the moment that the juice is better on the other side, you just jump over,
Ship.
like
And then they appear on television,
discrediting everyone else.
discrediting Mkhwanazi,
Yeah, so-
saying that he got gifts,
So-
but he's working for the mafia.
So Paul O'Sullivan went on TV and he said a bunch of things about General Mkhwanazi
Yeah.
that is not true. And we know it's not coming from a pure place because Paul O'Sullivan works for Zunaid Motti. Zunaid Motti, Paul O'Sullivan, Ian Small-Smith, Chad Thomas, all of those people are actually one happy family.
Sharing from the same pot of crime. So
The halal bowl.
yeah, the halal